Hi, my name is P, and I'm here to review Scott Pilgrim and sell you stuff. Hey, what's going on? This is P from PB&K, and pretty much once again it's another review. This time it's Scott Pilgrim versus the World. And like this is pretty much a beat 'em up. This time playing and helping me out as a mod. And like he's actually playing as Scott and I'm playing as Stills. We beat the game and gone through it a few times. Bought it on Xbox Live. Very fun. Lots of things to do. For the most part, it's River City Ransom on steroids. But like it's definitely a beat 'em up with lots of twists and turns in it, and plenty of other video game references. If you've ever seen the movie, you can kind of appreciate on how the whole thing is set up and such. Not to mention on how well they actually follow the movie and when they kind of took some changes. Biggest thing that was noticed in this game is you get power-ups and stuff. As far as like you can go shopping in stores, kind of like an RPG. So you know, you buy food and it does something for you. You go buy certain items, they actually up your stats and that sort of thing. Like right now, we're actually in one of my more favorite stages where you fight against the guy who actually is Scott Pilgrim's girlfriend's ex, one of them, because you know the whole premise of the whole storyline is basically based off of the fact that he's dating Ramona, I believe her name is, and to date her, he has to defeat her 7 ex-boyfriends, or her 7 exes, because one it happens to be a girl, because she had a sexy face. Anyway, what you're seeing right now is us trying to escape from Todd, and Todd's a vegan, which means he doesn't eat anything with a face, and he's also not afraid to hit girls because he's a rock star. Very interesting portion of the movie actually. But in the game, for the most part, he's like supercharged, and like he's actually the 3rd boss in the game technically. And I mean, really, he's just like supercharged. So for the most part, it's not. None of the bosses are incredibly hard to beat because just like any beat 'em up, they have weaknesses and special times where you can just wail out on them. Plus, once you power up, it's kind of like playing Final Fantasy VII. If you're all strong at the beginning, you really don't notice anything hard till you get towards the end. But one of the things that I do like about this game is that it allows me to just say, cash rules everything around me, green get the money, dollar dollar bills, y'all. Because each time you kill an enemy, they turn to coins, and you basically collect coins. And like, so that was definitely something very interesting, not only in the movie, but in the game. Gives you something to focus on. And those same things also get you great power-ups. As it turns out, the video store is a good place to actually score really cheap one-ups. But the only deal is there is you have to pay like a $504 fine first. And there are also many other stores and also a hidden store also too that you can learn a secret move from Scott Pilgrim's father. For the most part, it's not quite the standard beat 'em up. You actually can play 4 people. 4 people can play this at a time. But the thing is that number one, it's not online compatible, and they can't just drop in at any time. So when you actually play through this, it's pretty much you and your friends getting together in the same room for however long you're playing, basically just going at like an old school beat 'em up. So it's nice where you can have 4 people basically get on it, and even though that's a lot of people, it doesn't necessarily overcrowd unless you're playing the higher game difficulties. But the bosses themselves are quite interesting, and as you play, you'll also have plenty of jokes that you'll make just off of some of the stuff that actually appears in the game. And like as you see there, collecting all the coins again, and like making sure we get that so we can have all that good stuff. There are weapons, and you can use certain weapons till they break, and you can use certain weapons until you accidentally drop them and forget to pick them up. They definitely, from stage to stage, there is definitely a barrage, and a variety of characters. A barrage. So there's plenty of change-ups as you go deeper and deeper into the stage, and as you go through and such, there are also mini game So for the most part, sometimes the mini games may save you from taking an extra hit here or there, or most times they mean really nothing at all and are just kind of interesting and kind of keep things mixed up. You can also go through and replay these stages, which is good for grinding and collecting monies. So that way you definitely can go in and get more of what you need. And as you actually level up, like I know some people say don't get the bionic arm first, but that was the first thing we bought were bionic arms, and that shot our strength up to like 50. Pretty much then you punch them a couple of times, they lay down, and that's a good thing. And pretty much the quicker you subdue them also, well, the more money you get too. So that was definitely an awesome thing. We played through this a few times. I don't have any footage of us playing with 4 players, but I did get with the fellas, and we all just pretty much went at it for a while and stuff and just played. And this is really a fun game with some nice replayability. There's actually you can download knives as an additional character online. Well, you can't use her online, you get her from online. You know what I'm saying. And pretty much compared to other beat 'em ups that I've played, this one's actually pretty good. I won't say it's the best that I've ever played, but it certainly is the most interesting, and it definitely has a very high fun factor. The fact that you can actually revive fallen allies. Like, you know, if Stills gets knocked out, you can go over and actually revive him before he really dies and has to use another life. And unlike a lot of beat 'em ups, it has a contra thing going on too, where okay, I got an extra life, but you don't. So he can turn into a ghost and basically hover by my body and use my spare guy, and we can continue to keep on playing, which is actually not a bad thing to have. But you know, that's only as long as you're willing to share with your friends, which not everybody is willing to do that for whatever reason. But it's certainly plenty of fun, definitely worth checking out. Said, and pretty much I'd be the first person to say that Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is one of the more interesting games that I've played in a while. Been like, hands down, as far as it goes, it was definitely worth the money I went to go purchase it. And I think it was like, I think it might have been $5. I know it wasn't more than 10. But definitely enjoyed it doing a review and such. Just chopping cats up right there and such. And you know what? Usually I talk all the way to the end of one of these things, but you know what? This time around, I think I'm going to end my commentary a little bit early and just kind of let y'all enjoy watching some of the gameplay and such. Said, because yeah, as Steels, you can tell once I got the beat 'em up on the ground move, I went to town with it. And also too, to let you know and whatnot, throughout the course of this game, we accidentally killed each other quite a few times, as you can kind of see. Going through it first time around, not so bad. Lots of destructible things in there. Leveling up was definitely one of the more fun things to actually see, because it's like rewarding since you get a new move each time. So yeah. And with that, you know, just enjoy the rest of the review. I hadn't decided what's next, but it'll probably be something next that'll be interesting. Maybe Shanks, maybe, I don't know. But enjoy. Oh yeah, and don't forget, shameless self-promotion. Definitely I do this just so I can basically put a tag for my business at the bottom, my Amway rep. So feel free to buy energy drinks, supplements, makeup, mascara, or just shop at Kmart, Sears, or Best Buy through my website. Customers are free as usual. So till next time, later folks.